I am joined today on Primetime Local News by Councillor Brian Tutusis from the Poundmaker Cree Nation. Brian, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes, good afternoon.
I want to talk about a news release that was sent out in regards to the decision of the Poundmaker Cree Nation to basically sever its ties with the FSIN. Can you tell me why you came to this conclusion? Why did the band decide this was the best thing to do?
Well, I guess one of the most important things to keep in mind is that we have jurisdiction on Poundmaker Cree Nation. We have our own people, we have our own language, we have our own laws, and so forth. So we been talking about this whole entire issue and where it's going to go within the past year with our elders and community members and through public meetings and workshops and those kind of things. So yes, we decided to separate based on us not losing faith, I guess, to some degree with the Federation. We have a responsibility here. We're a band custom nation that we protect and preserve our treaty rights for our unborn, our membership as we speak today, on reserve and off reserve and so forth. So we have a lot of health issues and educational issues and shelter issues, housing issues, infrastructure. We have plans, economic development. We have problems with CDC funding, with the Community Development Corporation, with our casino arrangement. We have our NRTA issues to resolve. And by doing this, by severing ties with FSIN, it's just going to enable the band to act as a nation, behave like a nation, and deal with the federal government only direct. We've given notice to FSIN via a BCR that was delivered to their office, and we had Chief Bobby Cameron speak to our chief on speakerphone regarding the matter, and he was informed verbally and by Band Council resolution that Poundmaker Cree Nation is going to sever ties with the organization.
So what was the response from the FSIN? Could they tell you right away that this is accepted, or does that really matter?
I guess to have some form of dignity and respect, we did it by Band Council resolution, and we did verbally talk to Mr. Cameron, FSIN chief, to share and let the executive members know that we are going to be evaluating all our programs and so forth with the governments and all the funding that we get for the community. We haven't had the results that we've expected FSIN to do for our nation for a long time, and the time has come and times have changed, and we're quite capable to look after the interests of our band members here on Poundmaker.
So what does this mean for the people of the Poundmaker Cree Nation going forward? Will they see any changes right away, or are there ways that they can get involved with this process with the band and council?
I think what's going to be important is that the process of patience is going to come into play quite a bit, because even now, it's October now, and April 1 is the new year. It's going to take us time to notify and give the proper documentation and arrangements with the federal government to have direct funding. In terms of the results for band members to get benefits and out of this whole entire process, it's just going to have to take its course, and we don't want to prejudge anything. I think we continue to spend a lot of our own source revenue in terms of security, food sovereignty, having our cattle program, buffalo program, and so forth, and to try and train our people, to try and give them an opportunity to be able to be good contributors to society including our nation society and outside society when they leave the reserve to have opportunities for employment and education. We do have good lawyers. We do have social workers, teachers, and now a federal judge that comes from Poundmaker. We did contribute to the well-being of the Federation for a long time. We do have the founders come from Poundmaker. We had FSIN chief, Mr. Fabo was a chief there. We have a lot of employees, and I myself was an employee of the Federation 14 years, long time ago.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time, and good luck with this process. If there anybody would like more information, anybody from the Cree Nation, are you welcoming them to contact you or contact the band office about this process, or should they be waiting for a public meeting, or how does that work, Councillor Tatusis?
What will happen next is that we've given the proper notices and so forth that we'll be having a band meeting shortly, and there they'll be told. We'll have our sessions in Saskatoon to deal with off-reserve band members that live in the area, and we'll have another session in Edmonton, most likely, to look after the folks that live in Calgary and Edmonton and small municipalities or other First Nations in that area by and preserve our treaty rights for the unborn. And I think the whole entire council supports that concept. Thank you.
All right, Brian. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And we wish you luck with this process. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
All right. Take care.